How's it going, guys? We are back with another 1 hour live session in the Good Health Saunas. We got a couple people joining already. JC, thanks for joining once again. Country Wild, thanks for joining. Andrew, thanks for joining. We're going to do a 1 hour live session in the Good Health Saunas Corner Hybrid. So this is something we do every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We like to go through little tips, tricks, and maybe how to get the most out of your new Good Health Saunas, show you what an actual infrared sauna session can look like from start to finish, go through any questions that you guys have, go through, again, any tips and suggestions that we've used and that I like to use to get the most out of my sessions. So we got a couple other people just jumping in here. We're gonna get the unit turned on shortly, show you again the nice quick heat up time of all the Good Health Saunas, and there's a couple different reasons for that we always like to jump into, especially for those who are really just starting to look at infrared saunas. I know maybe someone has mentioned using one, or you've used, let's say, like a traditional sauna at the gym where you know there's benefits to sweating. Maybe you used to use traditional saunas or steam rooms, or you just have used one before, so you know it does make you feel good, but you've heard about infrared, you really haven't had the chance to use it or really experience it. So we try and show you what it can actually look like in the comfort of your own home. And a couple big things is just nice quick heat up time. And so with the amount of heaters in all of the Good Health saunas, and particularly in this corner unit, you'll see just floor to ceiling, wall to wall coverage. So that's floor heat, calf heaters, and then these wraparound heaters as well. And so it is solid lumber construction. And we always get asked, oh, are these outdoor units? Can I put these outside? And no matter who you get an infrared sauna from, it has to be indoors. And so I always like to equate it to kind of that outdoor patio furniture. If you guys have ever had that, think about how long that's lasted you. And when you're really looking to invest in your health, you want to get something that's going to last you a long time. So having something indoors that's solid lumber construction, you're not going to have to worry about cracks, warps, just mold, mildew. So that's why infrared really should be indoors, and then the heating elements won't struggle to produce infrared in anywhere that gets below about like 55 degrees. And so we're gonna get the unit turned on shortly here. It looks like I'm gonna stay hydrated, and we might be out of door handle, but we're gonna make do. So looks like there is a suction on the bottom here, which is easy enough, but you guys can see in clearly through that we're starting out about room temperature. So it's only about 70 degrees in here. It'll take about 15-20 minutes to get it up to that sweating temperature. And then that's around my core body temp. So that 98.6, when the unit's about 100 to 110 degrees, that's when I'm gonna wanna start out. And then I can heat up with the unit. And so that's super, super important. If you guys have never used an infrared sauna, it's a lot different than just like a traditional sauna. One of my first times using like a steam room at the gym, I opened the door, you can't see the hand in front of your face, you think it's not working properly, and it's that suffocating type feel. Almost takes your breath away, you can't breathe, you can't see. Where an infrared sauna, the ability to heat up with it, feel has they don't be concerned with higher temperature they to use and get at sauna. And so Sally, thanks for joining. Sophie, thanks for joining. We also got Tyler and Cannon. If you guys are watching and have used an infrared sauna, let me know how much you love it. If you've used the Good Health saunas, let me know which kind and which style you've used. We have our signature and we have our hybrid series. We have multiple different shapes, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 person options, whatever your space is capable of and whatever you really want to do with your space. And so again, the corner unit's one of my personal favorites with that nice L-shaped bench. You get 5 feet from the back corner, 5 feet the other way. Again, solid lumber construction. It's a 110/20 amp connection, so it's not a big 220. And that's the nice part too, compared to those traditional saunas. If you want that one hot rock furnace style heater in the corner, that's gonna have to heat all of that ambient air temperature up. Now that one hot rock heater, that's gonna need a pretty hefty power source to make sure you can adequately heat all of that ambient air. And same thing if you want this big, large unit It looks nice, big glass front. Same thing, the glass isn't gonna hold that heat as well. And the nice large space, it's gonna take a lot longer to heat it up unless you're gonna constantly keep drawing power to it. So keep that in mind when you are looking for infrared saunas or just saunas in general. What are you really looking to get out of it? Is it more for daily use? Is it more for therapeutic benefits, detox? Is it more for kind of the cardiovascular health? Those are all specific things where look for the heating system, look at the heating placement. And we were kind of going to go over, and I wrote something down that I wanted to read, where your health is the most important aspect to an enjoyable life. That means your heart health, so your cardiovascular benefits, but then there's also research shows your lower body strength is one of the most powerful physical predictors of long-term cognitive resilience and brain structure. So why is having lower heater coverage so important? That right there, where having the benefits and making sure you're getting that circulatory and all those circulatory benefits throughout your entire body is super, super important. So there are people that are out there that we've seen it before. They think they're doing the right thing and they go and get the sauna from the local big box store. And then they realize after using it a couple times or after it stops working a year down the road, oh, I didn't really get any of those health benefits I thought I was getting, and they didn't enjoy using it, so they stopped using it. And then they actually use a medical grade Good Health saunas, and they realize how good a full spectrum infrared sauna can actually make them feel, and then why all these little details are super important. So that's why we like to, again, call it sweating the details, because these little things add up in the long run. Kind of like we always practice and we preach about, where making one healthy choice is going to lead to making that next healthy choice and make it a lot easier to make that next healthy choice. And so the unit, after we've been talking for 5-10 minutes here, is already up to about like 93, 95 degrees. So we could jump in right now. Again, that's close to my core body temp, that 98.6, and I can heat up with it and make sure those heaters are constantly running. And you guys would see, if you stick around for the full 20, 30, 45 minutes, I'm going to be dripping sweat at the end of this session. And you're not going to find that out there in a lot of other saunas, infrared saunas in particular, just because they don't have enough heaters. And so we got the coach, McKenna has joined, Proper Knuckles has joined, Ben has joined. Thanks for joining, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are going for another 1-hour session in the Good Health Saunas hybrid series. We're going over, again, why 360-degree heat is super important, especially for those lower extremities. We also carry a lot of the toxins in our body in that lower half, just as gravity naturally pulls them down that way. So with the hybrid series, having that built-in floor heat is a really, really key and distinct feature that you're going to notice if you're on your feet a lot for work, if you just have aches and pains in those lower extremities, knees, ankles, feet. Having a true infrared floor heater, and then also in the hybrid series, having the ability to take out that floor grate. You could wipe it down if you ever wanted to, or if you needed to. That's something that you're not going to find in a lot of those lower quality units out there. They cut corners, they take out heating elements, they use hidden plywood and particle board glues, where when it's heating up, you're breathing in harsh chemicals. With Good Health saunas, you know it's the safest, it's the most efficient, the most effective infrared saunas out there. And for me, I mean, I wouldn't be with a company that isn't having the best product out there. If you've known me just in my entire life, I mean, used to play lacrosse, won a state championship, or actually 2 of them here in Wisconsin. And so that's just in my blood, is having that winner mentality, and having the hybrid series is a product that I know is head and shoulders above the rest. And that's something that we can show you guys, and not everyone else can do that, and actually compare and show you side by side what separates a low quality and what makes one high quality. And so we're going to be jumping in shortly here. The unit again is getting up to about 110 degrees, and that's when we're getting in close to that core body temp. And so if you guys are just joining us here, let me know where you're watching from. If you have any questions, if you've used an infrared sauna before, if you're curious where you can put one, drop it in the chat below. The nice part is we always like to do it in the photo shoot room here, but you can have the units on carpet, hardwood, finished, right up against the wall. So if you go on our Pinterest page, you can see thousands of at-home installs. Customers get pretty crazy with them as far as trimming it up into the walls. So no venting, no plumbing, no water lines. And again, it's just a 110 20 amp too. So it's not gonna be that big 220 line. And so we're gonna get some towels on the bench here, and then we're gonna be jumping in here shortly, guys. But a couple key things, again, that you wanna look at are those heaters, making sure you have 360-degree heat, but then making sure that the actual heating elements are producing medical grade infrared. And then what does that mean? So I say that a lot. With heating elements in infrared saunas, there's two types. So there's gonna be carbon heaters, which are these big black heaters behind me here. And then you guys can't see them, but there's then ceramic heaters on the front here. What some companies do is they just add ceramic heaters on the back and only ceramic heaters. Maybe you have a carbon heater on the floor, maybe you have one carbon heater on your calf or a carbon heater on the front, but it's mostly gonna be ceramic heaters. Now, ceramic heaters get very hot very quickly, but if you notice the actual shape of it, it's a single rod. Now that single rod doesn't evenly distribute the heat, but again, it gets very hot very quickly. And so if you just have one ceramic rod on your back here, or if you only have one here and one here, you're gonna notice very drastic cold spots. And that's why having carbon heating elements on your back here is super important to make sure you're evenly distributing that infrared. And then what we do is we add the ceramic alloys with the 180-degree reflector plates behind them to evenly distribute that infrared throughout the entire unit. Again, those get hotter quicker. So that's what allows that hybrid series to get up to those higher temperatures, giving you that traditional sauna feel, but then still giving you all the benefits of the infrared. And so if a company can't give you that explanation about their heating system and then can't back it up with the actual third-party reports, that's where you really have to start asking more questions. And I know we're working on something as far as 5 or the most important questions to ask any infrared sauna brand. And if you guys are just joining, or if you're thinking about getting an infrared sauna, you can actually download it for free in the chat with that QR code. We'll drop the link. So those are 5 questions, or the key questions to ask any infrared sauna brand. So really, really great info in there. And Sophia asked, what are the main differences between a regular and an infrared sauna? Great question, Sophie. And let me just throw the last towel down on the floor here, and then we'll get the unit closed up for another minute or two. And infrared saunas use a radiant heat, whereas traditional saunas use conventional heat. So traditional saunas have that hot rock furnace. That hot rock furnace heats that ambient air temperature. That ambient air temperature heats the surface of my body. So it's gonna be my skin. I'm still gonna start to sweat because it's gonna raise that temperature. And so with that traditional sauna, I'm still sweating. I typically can only stay in for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes if I'm pushing it. I notice it's almost a suffocating type feeling. It's compared to almost a sprint, whereas that infrared sauna is a radiant heat. So compared to heating that ambient air temperature up, it skips the air temperature and actually gets about 1.5 inches in the soft tissue muscle. So it's just the way heat's transferred. It's actually a non-visible light ray that's coming from those heating elements. So compared to heating the air temperature, then the air temperature heating the surface of my body, the infrared is actually getting down to that cellular level. So it's gonna vasodilate, which expands all the blood vessels, gets more oxygenated blood circulating throughout your entire body, and circulation of the oxygenated blood helps repair, muscles, helps relax muscles, and again, you're gonna start to sweat, so pull out those heavy metals, toxins, carcinogens that just get built up and stored in the system. An infrared sauna raises your core temp compared to just that superficial temp. So raising that core temperature elicits a fever-like response. If you've ever been really sick at night, sleeping throughout the night, you're sweating buckets in your sleep, that's your body's natural recovery mode. You're simulating that inside the sauna by raising that core temp, not just a superficial temp. So that's eliciting that natural recovery mode. Again, same premise as when you're super sick at night, without any of the symptoms or the side effects of that fever. And so in a traditional sauna, you're still gonna sweat, but again, it's compared to that sprint. An infrared sauna, it's gonna slowly raise that core temperature, get that passive cardiovascular benefits, allowing you to stay in it for a little bit longer, thus forth getting a lot more of the benefits. And so it's not like a traditional sauna has, is bad for you, or an infrared sauna is gonna be the best for you. Any type of sweating is good. If you're looking for the most therapeutic, deepest wavelength, deepest heat, that's gonna be infrared. Now, if you just want something that gets super, super hot and you stay in it for 5 minutes, yeah, that's gonna be just a furnace style. Now, how quick does it get that hot? Those are all questions that you need to ask when you are looking for what you're trying to get. And so we got Ella in the chat. Thanks for joining. The Dorf, thanks for joining. Sophie, I hope that answered your question. If not, let me know, and I would love to jump in deeper. But we actually have to jump in the sauna here. So I'm gonna meet you guys in there. Give me one quick second. All right. We are back, guys. Welcome in the Good Health Saunas Corner Hybrid. Sophie says, appreciate you walking me through this info. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Sophie. Those are really what we like and are enjoying about doing these streams, making sure you guys have a reputable resource that actually deals with these units hands-on every single day. So most important thing is starting my Apple Watch out here. Going to show you guys again tips and tricks. This is something that I like to do, is just keeping track of all of my workouts, whether that's on my Apple Watch here, whether that's logging it if I don't remember to start it, or if I don't have my watch on me that day. But keeping track of it just on my regular smartwatch here. I like to see my heart rate, just the calorie burn. I had a customer the other day who came into our store. They were looking at our 30-day sauna challenge. So that's something that as a company, what we did every day for 30 days is we used an infrared sauna. We tracked calorie burn, we tracked heart rate, we tracked, we tracked your average heart rate, and then your calorie burn as well, and then your duration in the sauna. So we tallied all of those up, and we averaged out, for me, it was about 45, 50 minutes in the sauna every day for 30 days. I burned, I think it was about 350, maybe even like 400 calories in that 30-day span. But my heart rate was slowly and elevating into the 110s, 120s, 130s. And getting that passive cardiovascular workout, those are where you're going to see a lot of those long-term health benefits. Reducing your risk for heart disease. That's the #1 killer in America. And especially in these summer months where even though you may feel more exhausted, you're outside, you're thinking you're more tired because you've been exposed to the sun, it's draining. Having the health and wellness tool that is in the comfort of your own home, where you can still go in there, get that passive cardiovascular workout, get that elevated heart rate. And again, like we were talking about the benefits with year-round sweating, if I only use it 6 months out of the year and then I try and jump back in when it gets to be those cold months, it's going to be a lot harder for my body to open up those natural detox pathways. I'm going to have just a lot more heavy metals, toxins, carcinogens that are stored up in my system, especially in those summer months. We're just naturally not going to get sick as much. So you're going to not have that fever-like recovery mode. And even when you're fighting off a fever, your body's naturally going to recover from just other toxins, heavy metals that it may be exposed to. And so having something, again, in the comfort of your own home, super quick heat up time, as you guys see every day here. It got it up to, again, the 110s in about 15-ish minutes, and that's on just a 110 20 amp connection. Those are all really, really important things. We got Mystic Blue, thanks for joining. Golf Goblin, thanks for joining. We were actually just seeing a golf ball advertising, and that's, I'll get into that story after this question from Sophie here. Says, what is the recommended safe time frame for someone? What is the recommended safe time frame someone can stay in this type of sauna? That is a great question, Sophie. Thanks. So the recommended safe time frame in an infrared sauna is anywhere from 30 minutes up to an hour. So that's considered a full session. So in studies done by Mayo Clinic, they found people reducing their risk for heart disease by up to about 40%, reducing your risk for Alzheimer's and dementia by about 40 to 60%, and then reducing your risk for about all-cause mortality for about 44%. And that's with consistent usage. And so using it for about 4 times a week, anywhere from about 30 minutes up to about an hour. And so that's considered the safe time frame. You can stay in a little bit more than that. I mean, you just got to make sure you're staying super, super hydrated. Speaking of which, I did forget my water bottle, so we will have to get that airdropped in here in a second, whenever that may get back through the mics. But that's having a full spectrum infrared sauna, 30 minutes to an hour will get you dripping buckets. And if it doesn't, it's not a good sauna. And that's really, no matter who you get one from, there are companies out there, they may tell you, oh, you don't really need to sweat, or you're not gonna have to sweat as much in an infrared. And that really, we're getting the water, airdropped water in here, guys. Alexis is the true MVP. So I am Joe. Thanks for joining. We're just getting started in the hour-long session here. So we're only about 5 minutes in. Heart rate's in about the 90s. So you'll see I'm not having that immediate hot air or immediate hit with the air temperature, take my breath away steam that traditional saunas will have, or just a traditional steam room. So those are the nice parts with an infrared. And Sophia says, good to know, great info, thank you. You're more than welcome again, Sophia. Are you thinking about getting a sauna? Have you been looking at one for a while, or is this the first time you've ever seen one before? But having, again, a 30-hour-long session will have you dripping sweat. And so I always like to then get asked, oh, when's the best time to use it? And you'll notice these lives are always in the evening. Now, I personally enjoy using it in the morning. It's a great way to jumpstart my day. I notice if I ever have like an important meeting, client call, customers are coming in, if we have a big day ahead of us, or if we're filming content or anything like that, I'm gonna wanna use the sauna in the morning. Now that we're using it in the evening, it's nice to get the sauna. I can use it. I can still get kind of that serotonin, that dopamine boost when I'm in it. And then when I step out, I can really get hit with that overwhelming sense of just neuroepinephrine, get super relaxed, and I'll sleep throughout the night. I'll take a cool shower. I notice my skin, just skin elasticity, also then pulls a lot of the natural oils back to the surface. So tons of benefits of skin purification. In these summer months, especially going outside, you're gonna get exposed to a lot more of that harmful UV. So having the ability to heat up, still repair a lot of those damaged skin cells, repair a lot of that damaged DNA, pull those natural oils to the surface of the skin, that's gonna just, again, help a lot with that skin repair. And so, Sophia, I just found this brand 2 days ago on Instagram. I'm very interested, however, I don't know much about them. Well, that's great, Sophia. That is why we are here. If you want, you can actually download my free buyer's guide, and it has 5 great questions to ask any infrared sauna brand just to make sure you are getting what you're looking for. And is there a storefront to come see options of saunas in person and check them out? Where are you located, Sophia? We have a couple brick and mortars, and if not, you can always schedule a virtual consultation with me. So you got this QR code, scan this. I'm more than happy to walk you through all of our options. We can jump on like FaceTime, Zoom, whatever works for you. I can work around your schedule as well. Like I said, deal with these saunas and all infrared saunas hands-on every single day, and I have for the past 5 years. So more than happy to figure out which one's going to work best for you. You're in Milwaukee, Sophia. Oh my gosh. Welcome. We are also right in Waukesha, Brookfield. So yes, if you are in Milwaukee area, stop on out to our Waukesha Brookfield office. It's right on Blue Mound Road, and we have all of our makes and models on display. A lot of people don't know we have our research facility here too, so we can actually get a little sneak peek and compare all the options side by side, and you can kind of see what separates a lot of the lower quality units from the high quality units out there. So scan that QR code, click the link, Sophia. I'll jump on a special FaceTime with you, and then we can go over some extra in-stock incentives as well. And so that is awesome. You're local here. I can't believe you haven't seen us at like the state fair or anything like that. We've been one of the main sponsors of the Wisconsin State Fair for, gosh, the past 15 years. Do you ever go to the state fair, Sophia? But again, now the heart rate is just cracked 100, so it's about 106. We've only been in here for about 10 minutes, so we can still get that heart rate slowly elevating. It would be the same if I was in a traditional sauna. Now, if I was in that hot rock furnace style, I would feel like my hair is on fire, it's burning my eyes, could breathe through my nose. And so in an infrared, I'm still starting to sweat from especially a lot of the major sweat glands, so like my armpits, and especially for males, a lot of the major sweat glands, I'm still starting to sweat from there. Now give it 5-10 more minutes, I'm gonna start profusely sweating from everywhere on my body. And so I appreciate you, thank you so much. A few ago I did, but not since. Of course, hopefully you got to scan that QR code, and that's awesome. I mean, we are at the Wisconsin State Fair. We have all of our makes and models on display there. So if anyone else is in the Wisconsin area, we have our location not only there when the state fair is going on, we are right in Waukesha, right in Brookfield. We're also up in Appleton. And then if you guys are not in Wisconsin, we have our location in the Mall of America up in the Twin Cities. And then we also do events nationwide. So chances are there's going to be a Good Health Saunas in your area very soon by, if not coming to an area very soon. So check it out. Check out goodhealthsaunas.com. Again, scan the link, click the free buyer's guide down below. Those are 5 great questions to ask any infrared sauna brand to make sure you are getting what you're looking for. And so we have Sarah, Real Estate. Thanks for joining. Welcome. We are only about 10 minutes into an hour-long session. Sophia has had some great questions as far as infrared, traditionals, and then when people start looking at infrared saunas, we see a few different options out there. Hopefully the mic sounds good. Let me know if the audio doesn't sound good out there, guys. But when you start looking at infrared saunas, there's a ton of brands out there. And ironically enough, I was looking for new golf balls because as it may seem, I lost all of them. Don't know where they went. Somebody must have took them out of my bag, but had to go get some more. So we were out there looking, and being a golfer, there's tons of different brands, and you see, and everyone kind of knows the 3 or 4 main brands out there. And at the end of the day, I mean, you don't want, there are companies that charge for gimmick marketing and maybe outdated technology, and they still charge you a premium price point for something they really can't justify. Now, Good Health Saunas delivers high quality construction without the need for fancy advertising and marketing. It's not about chasing the next trend. It's whether the sauna in your home is actually built for long-term reliable use. So don't fund the next marketing and advertising budget. Make sure you are getting something that is actually built for a lifetime. And that's why we can give you the lifetime warranty. We got B2A Sports has joined, and same thing even in our commercial settings, seeing B2A Sports in there. If you have a gym, a wellness center, we have tons of clients all across the country where if you do want to use a Good Health Saunas, like I said, chances are we're doing an event close by. If not, we probably have a commercial location you could check out in as well. And I want to start a new series, and I think it would be cool too as well, where if you start using your sauna, or if you start using a Good Health Sauna, maybe post the first couple times about it. Let me know how you're enjoying it. What are some things that maybe you didn't know that you wish you knew? Maybe some things that you're going to start doing now that you've started using the sauna. So those are always fun, and really one of the big aspects of what I enjoy traveling and going to the different events, hearing from people who have used the saunas before. If again you have any questions, I'm more than happy to walk you through all the options and just even see if we'd be a good fit. Obviously there are few and far between situations where we may not, but 99% of all people out there can get benefits and actually enjoy an infrared sauna, and just kind of figuring out which one is the best fit for you. I totally get it. Back to my golf ball story, when I was out there looking, knowing that when I'm out there looking at all the different golf ball brands, there's tons of different options out there, and what's more marketing, what's more advertising, and what's more functionality. And that's something where Good Health Saunas, with third-party testing, we post it right on our website. You know that it really stands behind their product, making sure it's rock solid construction, it's built for a lifetime, backed with the good warranty. And Sophia says, need to hop off. I'd love to connect and check out your storefront. Yeah, Sophia, like I said, scan the link, get the free buyer's guide, and then schedule that one-on-one with me. We'll just get a time for you to stop out at our location here. If you want to try one of the saunas, we have them set up, so you can always pop in, give it a full try. Just gym clothes, we got towels, water, everything for you to need, and then you can actually enjoy it and see if it's something you would like. So let me know. And like I said, that QR code or the link to schedule that one-on-one with me is a great resource, and that buyer's guide as well is a phenomenal starting point for anyone who is just getting started on their journey. So we got CHEF in the chat. He's asking how long on delivery. That's a great question. So Good Health Saunas has immediate delivery. So on all the makes and models, guys, whichever one you're interested in, that's 1 persons, 2 persons, 3 persons, that's corner units, 4 persons, all the different sizes, options. The link didn't work for me, but I have the QR code. Okay, good. And if you want to, I'll probably just send you a private message after the chat for joining, and then we can also connect too. So again, immediate delivery on all the in-stock units, and that's going to be on all the 1, 2, 3, 4 persons. So all different shapes, sizes, 2 different series with our signature and the hybrid series, which I'm in right now. It's the hottest infrared sauna on the market, guys. I can set it up to 165. It's only about 130 degrees in here, but my heart rate's already up in the 110s. So that's the nice part with having a high quality infrared sauna. I'm starting to drip sweat. I just got towels on the bench and on the floor, so maintenance is minimal to none. And then I can just take the damp towels out when I'm done. And so Sophia, absolutely, thank you. No, thank you. Hope you have a great rest of the evening, and we can connect and figure out which sauna is going to work best for you. I know you would enjoy it, especially if you've ever used an infrared, or if you've used a traditional sauna before and you're looking for something more on that everyday at-home usage. Infrared is something that a lot of people have found to be more of a readily accessible option. So we got Nurse Jay Hancock has joined. Nurse Hancock, thank you for joining. She loves her Good Health Saunas 2 hybrid. That is awesome. That is awesome. How long have you had it for, Nurse Jay? We'd love to hear from you. I'm in a corner hybrid right now, but the 2-person is probably one of our most popular, if not the most popular option. Just having that nice, perfect blueprint. You can fit 1-2 people in it if you'd enjoy. And then you still have that, like I said, 360-degree heat, hottest heating system out there. Yes, here for it. That's awesome. Love to hear from you. If you haven't left us a positive review, we also love to hear from our clients, and other customers love to hear from you on how your experience went, how much you're enjoying it. So it's Jana, got it late March. Oh, Jana, how's it going? That's awesome. Glad you're enjoying it so far, especially in these upcoming colder months. You are going to definitely be enjoying it. We got Jeffrey in the chat. Jeffrey, you sweating yet? We are just starting to get a good sweat going. So you can't really see it yet. Maybe starting to get a little bit of a glow going, but we've only been in for about 17-ish minutes. Again, the heart rate's up in the 110s. If I was in that traditional sauna, my head would feel like it's going to explode. My hair would feel like it's going to be burning off. In the infrared sauna, I'm still getting that sweat. And it's, like I said, maybe if I turn on the light here, you can see that glow a little bit more. But I'm actually starting to sweat throughout all the pores on my body, and give it another couple minutes here, I'll be profusely sweating and the heart rate will get up into the 120s, 130s. And so the unit is only about 140 in here right now. You do have the chromotherapy lighting with all 7 different light color settings. So you can have it set to be a cycle mode as well. And then you also have the Bluetooth speakers. So if you just want audiobooks, podcasts, music, Jana, like banana, Nurse Jana in the chat. She loves chugging lemon water in her sauna. That's awesome. That is good. I might have to try that next time. Next week, Nurse Jana, we might be trying the lemon water. That sounds like a good combo. Normally, I just stick with electrolytes, and obviously I'll have some creatine. Psycho mode. I know the Jana like banana. That was a good one. But that made me laugh, Jana. And you get about 20 minutes into the sauna, you start getting really worked up, and then you give it another 10 minutes here, and then I start to go quiet. And then I'll just be sitting in the corner, sweating buckets, quiet, mute. But I gotta enjoy my energy and chat while I can until we really start. Because like I said, absolutely dripping. The unit's reading about 140 right now, just ticked up to 141, but being that it's infrared, and you can kind of see now that light switch, it's raising that core temperature. So I know my core temperature probably is about 101-ish right now. Goal is to get it up to like that 102, maybe 103-ish to really activate. Oh, you said the lights had a psycho mode. No, the cycle mode. So you can have it gradually transition through all the different colors, or you can have it set to be one monotone color. Nurse Jana, you got Alexis just dying out there in the production booth. She thought that was hilarious. Right. And so it was my birthday present to myself. I'm great. That's awesome. That is awesome. Love to hear that. Again, I know with Father's Day, we had a ton of great customers jumping on the in-stock savings we have. And so being that it's the summer months right now, and depending where you're at in the country, I might not necessarily want to just jump in a really hot room immediately when thinking on the summer months, but we're changing the mic setup, guys. Let me know if that still sounds good, but having, again, with those hot summer months and maybe not thinking the sauna necessarily right now, having the in-stock units is a great way for you to take advantage of our summer sale we have going on. Get your sauna before those cold winter months when everyone starts thinking about getting a sauna and wants to take advantage of those great seasonal deals as well. Then our lead time really jumps out there, and that's no matter who you get it from, and getting on the delivery and setup schedule, where if you want to see if you qualify, again, we got the link in the chat down below. We got how am I supposed to focus to go running now with your sweaty self on live stream. I don't know. That's a good question. You got to go enjoy your run, Janice, so then you can get into your sauna and enjoy it. But overall, the sauna is great for the recovery. That's one of the biggest reasons I like to use it. Tell Isaac I said hey. I will definitely tell Isaac you said hey as well. I'm sure he's watching in here, and if not, he'll definitely see the rerun of it as well. But being that we're about 20-ish minutes in, heart rate again is up in the 110s, probably getting in the 115s now. So having, just again, being 20-ish minutes into the sauna, heart rate up into the 115s, give it another couple minutes here. And what was it, 5-ish minutes ago, I hadn't really started to sweat that much. But then that light switch flipped, and I profusely am starting to sweat. So having that core temperature raised, it's going to really vasodilate all my blood vessels. I can feel just really, I can feel a lot more circulation and just blood flow throughout my extremities. That's why you always see me moving around so much in here. Having just the ability to stretch out and having the space with the sauna is something that I really enjoy. And Steve Tully asked, what's the pre-sauna routine? So my pre-sauna routine is typically let it heat up for about 15, maybe 20-ish minutes. So starting it at about room temperature gets it up to about 100, 110 degrees. That's close to my core body temperature. That's when I like to get in the unit. In the meantime, I'll fill up my water. I'll throw some towels on the bench. If you guys have been tuning in for the stream, you saw me just put some towels on the bench and on the floor. Make sure my water is filled up, and then 15 minutes later, I'm jumping in the unit. About 100, 110 degrees, starting out my session. Typically, I'm drinking water throughout the day, making sure I'm staying plenty hydrated. You don't want to try and get in the sauna and then just drink a ton of water in the sauna and then drink a ton of water after. You want to make sure you're staying well hydrated before, so then you can drink water during and after. Tell Nurse Janice would play Sweatin' Into the Oldies album from the 80s through your Bluetooth. I thought I should start playing music. I was like, we could have a Nick, the DJ, sauna session. When he gets 20, 30 minutes in, he starts getting nonverbal. It just turns into Nick DJing. And we can have all the chat, pick the songs. But prehydration is key. Yes, very, very important. Staying super hydrated during, after, and obviously before. So for me, adding some electrolytes in there, making sure if I haven't had like any sugar, making sure I get a little bit of sugar in there, or sodium as well. Let's see, Nurse Janet hang a disco ball too. That's maybe I should do that. Maybe I think that's what the chat wants. But we are absolutely dripping now, guys. And again, 25 minutes in, it'd be the same thing in a traditional sauna. I'd still be sweating as much, except for I'd feel like I was gonna pass out because I couldn't take a deep breath. Where the only thing that's bugging me right now is just my hair gel is getting in my eyes because I keep reading the chat. But other than that, we have gotten the heart rate up into the 120s now, and it's only been about 25 minutes. You can see here, I'm just absolutely dripping in sweat. We got some comments on the colors. If people have preferences on what colored lights we should have on, we should see those in the chat. We got Landon joining. Bree Bay, thanks for joining as well. We've had some great chat so far from everyone out there. We've had current customers have had their saunas for a little bit. People are thinking about getting their saunas, want to stop out to our showroom locations. So those are all the great reasons why we like to do the lives, guys. If you've used a traditional sauna or steam room before and you've maybe heard about infrared, you see people that have like those red light masks and you're like, that's kind of crazy. What's that about? And then you look a little deeper and you realize, oh, maybe that red light isn't really doing that much, but they're on the right track. That's when people can really start to dive into the industry and see what am I looking to get out of it. Get the sauna people JC just got out of mine about an hour ago, 60 minutes at 140, felt so good. That's awesome. We got BR Hogan, who has just joined as well. We got Sarah joining. Nurse Jana, get the sauna people going, she says. I agree. And getting about 25-ish minutes in, heart rate's up in the 120s. Sarah, BR Hogan, thanks for joining. If you guys are curious about saunas, drop any questions. If you've used one before, if you have one, let me know how much you love it. But we're about 27 minutes in to a full 45-hour-long infrared sauna session. This is the corner hybrid. So again, one of my favorite units. You do have the 360-degree heat, and that's really the separating factor from Good Health Saunas. You can go out there and you can see this influencer partner with that company and this promoter advertise for this company, but at the end of the day, when you're looking at something for your health and wellness and you realize it's about the heating elements, I want to have something that has good warranty from a reputable company, that's when people stumble upon Good Health Saunas. And then they get a chance to talk to one of us, realize the proof's in the pudding. Our customers speak for themselves. If you guys see here in the chat, best investment for your body, get it, says JC. There we go. You can't make that up. And same thing if you're at one of our events, hang out in our booth for a while. If you're curious and you think it's something that you might want to look into more, we have so many customers that have never used a sauna before, or maybe have used one 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and they now are looking at a way to get rid of aches, pains, keep running around with the grandkids, keep just their health at the top of the list. And especially with the crazy world that we live in, where so much changes so quickly and the next trend sometimes feels like you're a day late and a dollar short. When people actually use the sauna and look at it from the more natural, holistic health standpoint, backed by science, that's when you can really start to see and feel the long-term benefits from consistent usage. So I've been in for about 30 minutes. Heart rate, again, is in the 120s, just dripping sweat from everywhere, and having that river sweat covering my entire body is what you're looking for. And so I, again, typically at this point have punched my ticket on the struggle bus. So if you're still out there in the chat, Nurse Jana, drop a bus in the chat, because we got tickets on the struggle bus that we need stamped. So I also have a cold plunge, but that's another chat. Sauna is absolutely amazing. Nurse Jana, you are right. That is another chat. Oh, icing is super beneficial. I always recommend, if you are going to look at that hot-cold contrast therapy, go hot, then cold, hot, then cold, hot, then cold. If you're going to do it that many times, just always try and end with cold. Even if you're going to do hot, then cold once or twice, always try and end with cold. And then just take a nice, like, room temperature shower. Don't try and go too hot, too cold. Tara says, I sat in my sauna this morning, 60 minutes, best way to start my day, 100%. Hot Mess Express, I think they gifted us something, maybe, hopefully. That'd be awesome. We love the gifts. And so invest in your wellness before you have to pay for your illness. My ER nurse motto. Nurse Jana is right, guys. Listen to Nurse Jana. Invest in your wellness before you have to pay for your illness. That's her ER nurse motto, guys. You heard it from the frontline workers, which with our summer sale and again, Memorial Day sale wrapping up, we've had extra savings for responders, veterans, educators, law enforcement, public service workers. So reach out to us. Let's figure out which sauna is going to work for you. Make sure we be a good fit and get you on that next step to your health and wellness journey. So Nurse Jana, I do a cold in the morning, then hot at night. That's good too. That's good too. I was just saying, if you are going to do hot cold contrast therapy, like back to back, then try and end with the cold. But if you're going to do them separately, like that's two isolated events, that's more than fine. That's definitely probably a good way to jumpstart your day. It's probably the best way to do it, actually. Cold in the morning, hot in the evening. I didn't see a bus in the chat though. Nurse Jana, I'm disappointed. I need a bus emoji, please. Just kidding. But we got Elvis in the chat as well. Thanks for joining. Welcome, Elvis. We're about an hour in. And we got JC with a question. The small vent door on the ceiling, is that another heat vent or to dispense heat? That's a good question. So guys, if you can see it, she's talking about this vent right here. We have a mic dangling out of ours right now, so ignore that aspect of it. But if you wanted to, you can open this up. And so having the saunas built with pinpoint precision, you are going to have a little bit of a natural offset on the door. And so you do have this felt liner. Now, if you do feel somewhat of a cool draft coming through here, that is by design. And so having the ability to naturally circulate some air through here, we could manufacture it to completely seal it off. That'd make it super stale, super stagnant in here. What we do is have that minimal airflow coming through the bottom of this. So if you do open that up, as the air naturally rises and heat naturally rises, you're going to pull some of the fresh air in, pulling some of that hot air out, and naturally circulate all that air. So that's by design. But good question. There's a bus in the chat from Nurse Jana. Nurse Jana says, wake like a warrior, sleep like a baby. There you go. That's what we're going for. We are on the struggle bus, guys. 33 minutes in, heart rate's up in the 120s. Calorie burn is 200 now. Absolutely dripping sweat. We've had customers say how much they love theirs. Customers stopping out to our showrooms. We know we've heard from customers who absolutely love theirs. And I think Kelly just joined as well. And I think she just got hers. So super excited for her as well. If she hasn't, or if she has any questions, I know she was joined in on the other live when we, same thing, go through a ton of the tips, tricks, suggestions every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys want to see what it looks like from start to finish, we've been in for about 34 minutes right now, but every Tuesday you can see it from the get-go, what it looks like when we turn the unit on till pretty much we turn it off and I jump out of here a sweaty mess at the end. But this is a few tips, tricks as far as jumping in around body temperature, putting towels on the bench, towels on the floor every session. I did kind of a bad job making sure my towel was getting a lot of the sweat on the floor there, so we're gonna fix that briefly. But this has been a good one and a fun one so far. We've been on the struggle bus for a handful of minutes now. We still are pushing it for another couple, but again, I wouldn't necessarily need to. We lost the chat on the screen and we are working on that, but let's see if he should. And next week, let's read this chat quick, guys. 1 second. This is all right. Hot off the presses, guys. Just dropping. Next week, same thing, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. The first 5 people to ask a good quality question, scan the link, fill out our form, maybe claim that free buying guide, gets a free Good Health Saunas water bottle. So bring your friend, bring a good question, and each week we'll release new and better giveaways for the next week. So tag your friends. Let's get them involved. Next week, we're giving away water bottles, and we'll see what's going to be the week after that. We've been in for, again, 35 minutes.
We are testing audio check. Audio check, check. We got the mic in the roof. Please, we're praying that it works. Let's get the audio check, check. That's how we innovate here, people. Please tell me it's working. Let's get the audio. Lost the audio. No, Nurse Jana, we're working on it. I know. We're working on the audio. We got it back. Audio is back. Got you now. Nurse Jana, we lost you for a second. I was worried there. I was real worried there. But we had the backup in place. Thanks for bearing in with us, guys. We got JC in the chat. T-tweet in the chat. What's up, Tara? Tell me the audio is good. We got a thumbs up, so that means we're good. Again, we've been in for a while. That will happen with your technology, guys. But having the DJI mic right above the heating element, not surprised that did happen. We were pushing it, having the unit heat up for a little extra before we jumped in, just answering some great questions. But this has been about 30-40 minutes in, so we got to push it for another. I don't know why this one feels hotter today. That's something that not all sessions or saunas feel the same. We got the 5-minute beep on here. We're just going to click it back up for, let's do another 15, try for another 15 minutes, guys. Again, all heart for all the people out there that love their infrared sauna. Oh, we're deep in ours. About 45 minutes in, sweating buckets, guys. 120s, 30s heart rate. That's what you're looking for. If I didn't want to have it set that hot, I didn't need it to. But think about, again, what you're looking to get out of the sauna. Is it something you want to use every day for relaxation? Is it something that you want to have heat up nice and quick? Is it something you want to have for a while? And then you really find Good Health Saunas checks all those boxes. Look at the third-party testing, look at the real reviews by customers for customers, and then look at the 20-plus years in the industry. Look at the hybrid series. I almost guarantee you it checks every single box that you're looking for, and you will sweat more in this sauna than any other infrared sauna on the market, hands down. Haley, thanks for joining. Oh, Nurse Jana is really hyping me up in the chat here. We need that though, because we're about 40 minutes in. And the heart rate, guys, in the 140s. But pushing it is what's good for that cardiovascular health. We're also amplifying the detoxifying benefits. We're pulling out, again, those heavy metals, toxins, carcinogens. Having the ability to sit in that high heat type environment, there's mental benefits too as well. Nurse Jana, I literally was saying all that stuff to my friend earlier, total science geek. Have him hit me up, have him schedule the one-on-one or just talk with any of us here. We're more than happy to answer any of his questions and have him try your sauna out. What are you doing? Or if he's not like that, maybe not, but still, we're more than happy to chat with him. Whew. The nonverbal has started. So drop the questions in the chat to keep me alive, guys. If you're curious about getting one, if you've used one before, it was her, but yes. Oh boy. Guys, this is no joke. I'm sweating buckets. Ooh. It was a her, but yes. Have her try this on out. Deep breath. That's true. But I can actually take a deep breath. So Nurse Jana said take a deep breath. And even though I've been in for 40 minutes, I can still take that deep breath. It's not burning my mouth. It's not burning my nose, guys. Anyone with, again, like a heart condition, AFib, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, you can actually use and get a lot more benefits with an infrared sauna than you can with traditional or steam. That high abrasive heat, you got to be a little careful in. We got Are the Bear Dell joined. Welcome. Catching us deep on the struggle bus. So if you have any questions, you better ask them quick. that will be wrapping up the session shortly here, but we're going to go for another couple minutes and really push it. Go for 45 minutes. That's, like I said, the sweet spot for me. If I wanted to go for an hour, I probably could, but we would be going absolutely nonverbal at that point. So having that deep breath, I'd probably just have like audiobooks or podcasts going for the last 15 minutes, but once we've been talking for quite a while, answering all your guys' great questions, it gets warm in here, let me tell you. The heart don't lie. 139 in a 45-minute session. Find me a sauna that actually does that, and we can chat. Until next time, guys, that's going to wrap it up for a Sweat in the Details session. I'm Nick with Good Health Saunas. This was a corner hybrid unit. Thank you all for joining Nurse Jana. Enjoy your sauna and the many sessions to come. Until next time, stay hydrated, keep sweating. Peace.